I was confused. Like somebody was running behind us and shit.
Per
I think
usual.
it's a little kid playing.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. We in this show though. What's up with you though?
You know, same old. Nothing new.
Sure.
Work is still work. Home is still home.
Yo, bro, do you got a set schedule? Like what shit?
So, I go into the office Mondays. That's the only set day.
Okay.
The second day that I have to go into the office is by choice. So it's been real easy, like recently, because like the first week we went back was Employee Appreciation Week. So we all was in the office on Thursday because they had a festival for us.
Gotcha.
And then this past week, because of Employee Appreciation Week, we got like a paid half day. So I used that on my Friday. So I was only in the office for like 4 hours in that room. And then I think next week is 4th of July weekend, so they'll probably let us leave early on Friday.
Gotcha.
So, you know, it's cake. To be honest, I don't usually like corporate work. Like, I don't like working in offices or like interacting with people and shit. And I feel like in corporate, you just interact with the same motherfuckers every day. But it's probably been one of the most laxed environments. Like, they ain't really been too harsh about everything. I walked past some dude at his desk. He was watching a movie on his phone while he did his work. And like we deal in finance information, so you probably shouldn't even have your phone out because you got way too much important shit on the screen. But
that makes sense.
They're not even worried about that. So I mean, I enjoy it, but I still apply for another job. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen, the best time to look for another job is when you don't need one, right?
Right. I'm like, I could go either way.
So you need that shit to be out here struggling and trying to get one.
That's exactly what I told my boss. So I was like, listen, I don't hate it here. Like, if I don't get the job, I'm not gonna be mad and mopey. But like, I couldn't turn down the opportunity. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and see what happens.
I feel that. You do anything else this weekend?
No, not really. This week has been rather interesting. But I've just been chilling mostly.
You posted the joint. You going tonight? What was it?
What's tonight?
I don't know.
I'll be posting shit. I'll be doing.
You asked niggas if they wanted to go out tonight.
Yeah, the Bach bar. I'm going. I don't care who go. I only got 2 people that said they wanted to go, but I don't think neither one of them actually going. I'll go by myself. Bach bar down the street from my best friend crib. So push come to shove, I'll go and then like walk down to her house after or something. But I love Bach bar. It's a rooftop joint on top. You know the Bach building, the old high school.
Nah. Yeah, high school.
Yeah, it used to be Bach Vocational or something like that. But the high school moved or got sold or something. And the white people took over the building and they gentrified it. And they gentrified it and turned it into like a multi-use, like shared space. And the roof has 2 roof deck restaurants. So one of them is Bach Bar, and Bach Bar serves like wine and beer with this bomb ass view of Center City. So I'm gonna go there after I drop Maddie off at her mom's, and I'm gonna just vibe out with a bottle of wine, watch the sunset. Chill out.
Sound like some real romantic type shit.
Don't it? With my single ass. It's crazy.
It does.
I'm about to be on the roof by myself crying.
Not crying.
Crying.
You're gonna find the love of your life there, single too. Both of y'all gonna be single together, watch this shit together.
Nah, the blacks don't know about Bach Bar like that. And, I don't be messing with them mayonnaise colored people like that.
You don't mess with them mayonnaise colored?
Nah, that's not really my style.
We're gonna talk about it.
But talk about it.
That's cool. I'm saying I'm gonna get back, the introduction. So Shine over here in the driver's seat. We got Mo over there in the passenger. And we back with another episode of Car Convo. So if you're listening, if you're watching, we appreciate you. I'm gonna say thank you. We normally do this at the end, but I think I want to start doing it in the beginning.
We should do it at the beginning. I like the beginning.
Start liking. Like if you're watching this, subscribe. Like right now. Like don't waste no time. Just go ahead and do it. If you are listening, just go ahead and like it because you're going to enjoy the episode. We've been doing this for a while, so we already know how this goes. So just go ahead and press that like button. If you on the Instagram, Car Convos, the podcast, you know what to do. Share some content. Let us know you like us. Tell other people that you like us. Tell them why you like us. And we're going to just go from there. You know what I'm saying? So back to these mayonnaise colored people.
Yeah.
I just need to know, bro.
Miracle Whip.
Yeah. I don't even know. Miracle Whip. I like Miracle Whip. So I like they Hellermans, bro. I don't like that.
What?
I'm not a Miracle Whip.
What do you eat Miracle Whip for?
Any sandwiches? What you mean?
Wow,
if
that's
I'm
interesting.
home and I'm making a sandwich, I'm definitely not going for the real mayonnaise.
Wow.
Cause that's what ain't that what they say on the Hellerman's bottle? Hellerman's like the real mayonnaise or real mayonnaise.
Yeah,
I don't
that's what
like.
it say. That's what
Nah.
it say.
If I'm
That's
getting it from the
crazy.
store and I
I
order
only
like mayo, then I'm like,
I've
alright,
never
cool.
met a black person that admitted they like Miracle Whip.
Bro, I'm
That's an
not about to
interesting take.
lie.
Because
It's
Miracle Whip is like a weird blend between mayonnaise and like whipped cream. Like it's like sweet.
I
It's a weird
understand.
balance.
I
I don't like that. I
understand.
put it on my sandwich one time and I was like, what the fuck?
It's not that bad, bro.
Nah, I
I
couldn't
don't
do it.
know. Like,
It's
it's
just it's real weird. Anyway, but that's not the point.
but yeah,
I'm
you're right.
very
We
disturbed that you like whipped
tangent.
cream, but it's not the point. Nah. I don't really. I have nothing against them. Like I have friends, and I hang out. We can turn up. We can do keg stands and shit, and listen to rock music. I'm with all that. I just can't date.
You do cake stands, bro.
Not no more. In my heyday, I did.
You did cake stands, bro.
Yeah.
Niggas is like,
Ask
well, you
about me. I went
allowed
to
them to.
LaSalle University, brother. It ain't nothing but white people over there.
I can't
Yeah,
imagine you being
I
upside
was at
down.
the white Greek parties at
And
the
they used to be.
keg. Pour me up, bro.
I
All
remember the
foamy.
Greek. The Greek used to be wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I was the thing that made me mad about the Greek is it happened when we were younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my mom and them used to always be like, "You can't be outside because people be naked and I don't want all this other stuff." Like they was real adamant about me not going out during that like time.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I got old enough to go, the shit disappeared.
Yeah.
Like it just stopped. Like why y'all gonna wait until a nigga old enough to attend and see all the titties and everything else for y'all to be like, nah, we not gonna do this no more. And I'm saying titties because I'm a dude and I like titties, but niggas was out there naked too. I remember walking to Crown Fried Chicken on Broad Street, like Royal Susquehanna. Was in there, niggas is just walking in the street, like every all ass naked. Like, why y'all out here like this? Y'all can't get no service walking into stores and shit. And I just like that's wild. But I can't imagine you doing like keg stands, bro. They should got footage of that, cause
Yeah, what a time, 2009. But anyway, so yeah, I'm friendly with them, but I don't do the dating. I don't even view most white women. I'm not gonna say nothing because of course there's always some exceptions to the rule, but I don't view most white women as attractive to me. Like I don't be interested. I don't feel like genetically they pique my interest. Like their body shapes aren't appealing naturally. Their looks typically aren't appealing naturally. Like the thin lips, you need some filled lips.
you don't like that.
They don't naturally get filled lips. They gotta get like Botox and shit. So
And that look weird too.
yeah. So they're not really for me, and that's cool. Everybody. It's somebody for everybody, but there are also a lot of people that's not for everybody, and it is what it is. Now, have I dealt with women outside my race? Like twice.
Were they white or were they like
They were white.
different shades of like?
No, they were white.
Okay.
Yeah. And I might have hit a Spanish girl like once or twice. I would date a Spanish girl, but I don't be checking for them. Like I don't really be actively out here like, man, I need me a mommy. That ain't. I'm always checking for my black queens.
I remember being young and people really used to do that. Like they had their preferences. They're like, yeah, I want me a Spanish girl and I want this and I want that. And I just be like, that's kind of crazy. Like
it really is because you don't know nothing about them, but
you don't speak Spanish. Like
you finna go in their household and get called all types of niggas and not even be able to tell.
Right, because they speaking in Spanish.
Well, it's literally nigga in Spanish, but we not gonna front like niggas wasn't dumb.
Nobody gonna pay attention to that. Spanish people be speaking Spanish so fast you don't even catch on to like what they saying until like it's too late.
Yep.
You get outside and be like, did they call me a nigga? Oh. What you gonna do?
But yeah, man, no, I would dabble in Spanish. I had a couple whites, but for the most part, I'm blackity black.
I got you.
The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Famous words. I'm not against dating outside of my race. I've never had a white girl. Not never. I don't know why. It just never happened for me. Some of them might be attractive or whatever. I do think it might be subliminal though. Like I personally feel like one, me bringing like a white girl home, I'm gonna be looked at funny, and my family mean, and I feel like they gonna talk. Like
right.
they gonna talk, and they might not talk so that she can hear it, or they might talk so she can hear it. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like they might say something. Like niggas, they might say something. I ain't gonna hold you. But that could be one side of it. But the other side is I kind of believe like that Get Out like movie type situation.
Oh wow.
Whereas though like I'm not saying they about to kill me and take my body or whatever, but like I don't personally feel like all of those feelings from the past are gone. You know what I mean? So while this person might be okay with me and I might be able to deal with this person, I might be happy with this person, etc., etc. I feel like they take me to, what do they call it? Gatherings? Because I don't want to call it cookout because they not cookout.
It's definitely not cookout.
Whatever it is that they call whatever they do when they get together.
I think it is a gathering. I think you were right.
Yeah, all right, cool. So we'll call it a gathering. So, I come to the family gathering and grandpops and grandmoms and aunts and uncles and everybody else is there. And while you're okay with me, I'm looking at them and I feel like they're going to expect me to be handing out plates. And that's not my place.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like I can't allow that to happen. You know what I mean? And then another thing is again, some of them may be attractive, but I feel like this might be me because we can't see like the world as a whole. But I feel like a lot of times when like black men date white women, they don't be like bad white women. Like they be like the non-lookers, like the ones that you be like, why you like what? You know what I mean? But like it just is what it is.
Man.
But I feel like when the white woman gets a black man, a lot of times like it's somebody who I guess you could say look is a nicer looker person. Somebody who look like they care about what they look like. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird how like that balances out. But I'm like nah. So that's another thing. If I ever did like date a white girl, she would definitely have to be a bad one. I can't. Like,
can't just be getting any old white girl.
Yeah, like just to say you did it, like that's kind of.
I feel that. So my older brother dates white women a lot. Not obsessively. I mean, he likes all his women, but the women I've seen him date, majority have been white women. And it's kind of just like profession, like the career he's in. He comes across more white people than people of color, so that's kind of who he runs into first, which is fine. You like what you like. But I learned very early on that my family isn't gonna care if I brought home a white woman. I don't even know. Maybe it is subconscious, but I've never had anybody like tell me I can't date white or not want me to. It just naturally, I just was never like high on it. Like I never looked at the white girl. I mean, outside of like when I was watching Power Rangers and Kimberly would come up, like, well, that's a bad bitch. But like,
the Pink Ranger.
Yeah. But aside from that, like, I was still looking at the Yellow Ranger because she was black. Like, I wasn't really into it because I see black girls all the time. So like, I'm around a bunch of black women. Like, that's just gonna be my preference. I don't want to be around hordes of white women to be able to be like, I like that one. So.
I think it's crazy though, because like you said, like going to college, right? It's like I'm out here doing keg stands. It's white people here, white people there. But even with that being the case, you're still like, no.
Well, because by that point, they're like older white people. So like, I didn't get to see them like grow up and see how they are as people. I just saw them in that moment. That's the worst time to see anybody. White girls at the party are terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. They're usually overly drunk. They're obnoxious. Like they're kind of annoying. Whereas like, I'm not gonna say black girls are different, but black people in general, when we get drunk, it's a lot more low key. Like it's usually more times than not in my situations, I find that black people are kind of like chill. Like when they get lit, they kind of off to the side or they just want to dance. But white girls be wildin', like they be doing the most. So if anything, seeing them in those environments made it worse. I'm like, I don't ever want to touch that. I'm good. Like, y'all be tripping. I don't need that energy. I'm not about to be out here chasing you down. Courtney, please stop. Courtney, come back, please. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I don't know. And if that's the case, that's real bad because I don't want to take care of drunk people, period. So you that bad, then like nah. But I kind of felt that way too. Like if I was in a situation where it's though like I would see white people like going to school or like work, you gotta be, like I said, you gotta be a baddie or something like that. And then on top of that, it gotta be a position where I can get to know you. And then while I'm getting to know you, like something stand out. I'm just like, oh shit, like you not that bad. But I don't have those type of interactions. Like you said, your brother is in a situation where he's running into them often, more frequently. Like I don't. They not in my circle. I don't really run with that group. So I don't see it, and it's weird because I lived around Temple like my life. You know what I'm saying? Like a good portion of my life, and I see him all the time, and that's it. That's it.
Okay. There be some nice ones, but even the nice ones be looking regular, like they look casual. Like I always be interested in how like the basketball players and shit end up with the white girls, because I be like, bro, like how do you be finding these? Because every single white girl I come across be regular, man. Like they ain't nothing like wow. Like they just like, all right, that's cool, I guess.
And and that's what I don't want. Now, if I'm gonna date outside my race, it gotta be somebody
Top tier, like
you know what I mean? Because black is black, and what's better than chocolate? You know what I mean?
what's better than chocolate?
That melanin it's just something there. So you gotta be like super top tier for me to even like look at you that way or consider doing more than just laying down with you. Cause nah, like that's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. But you know, again, to the brothers that do it, to the brothers that whatever swirl life is y'all thing, if that's it, I'm not against it. So more power to you.
Enjoy it, brother.
Yeah.
Do it for our ancestors.
Not the way Kevin was doing it though.
No.
Not the way Mr. Gates was out here.
No, that's why.
I meant
not Mr. Gates. Who was that?
Mano.
Yeah.
Mano. Not the way Mano was out here. Don't do it his way.
No, never like that.
But yeah, so
no slavery reenactments out here. That's not a good look.
Nah, we not doing that. We don't wear chains for that reason.
Mm-mm.
But bro, I even skipped. But we gotta jump back into your pussy appraisal conversation.
Yeah.
Like we didn't get a chance to go through it. Tell me, what is it? Why do we need it? Who would use it?
I mean, first off, everybody needs it. Let's be clear. Men and women alike need pussy appraisers.
Okay.
The reason why it is needed is because with all the activity on social media, the conversation of money comes up regularly in everything.
Every interaction.
Yeah. So when you're thinking, if you're a guy or a girl, I mean, that don't really feel like dealing in a relationship, you just want to, fucking with something, and you don't have a casual person, and you don't mind paying to play, then you gonna want to reach out to somebody. I got X amount of dollars for you. What you trying to do? And if they into it, sex work is okay. Sex work is positive. We're not against sex work, but we need realistic pricing here. Like we got some chicks that's asking for $100, $200, and we got other chicks that's asking for $3,000, $4,000, and they not even like that. Yeah, I mean, the shit you getting from the $100, $200 girl probably 10 times better than what you getting from the $1,000 girl. But yeah, I mean, she's just doing it because in her mind that's what she's valued at. But we need real time values, so we need somebody to get out here and hit these streets and appraise them pussies.
All right. So what would be criteria? Like, what would you like? What are like when you looking at a house, right?
Uh-huh.
And you get the appraisal for your home.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at one. They might look at the area, like the section of wherever you're buying the house at. They might look at the type of house it is. They may look at like foundations, like how old is this house? Like when was it built?
Sound like you talking about pussy right now.
All of that stuff, right? And I was about to say, so what's the criteria that we're talking about?
It's
here?
the same.
Is it that? Like
it's the same criteria. When you talk about area, where that pussy from? She a North Philly John, she a South Philly John, West.
So what part of Philly you feel like would have like the highest as far as like area?
So,
I mean, it's personal, so this is just your opinion.
My personal opinion.
I don't want nobody from like South Philly being like, when you don't say South Philly or whatever. But
I feel like the best will probably be either North Philly or Uptown, but that's just me. That's just what I've dealt with. There's probably some bomb ass West Philly coochie out there. There's probably some South Philly coochie out there that won't get you robbed.
South Philly is definitely not for that.
There's probably some top tier Northeast pussy out here too. But that's that's your prerogative. I like what I like. Sue somebody else.
Right,
but if we talking, you base it. You could appraisals are. The criteria for appraisals are vast. You could do a quick drive-by look at her. Nah, she ain't worth $2,000. I mean, you can just look and see. But you can also, do a background check, figure out where she been, who got the goods, what it's like, what's their, have them do a little survey, what they like, what they didn't like.
I mean, survey the coochie.
Yeah, because we need accurate appraisals. I mean, we need to know what we getting into. If I'm gonna put this stack down, if I'm finna pay a month of your rent, I need to know that my toes are going to curl. I need to know that like I'm about to have this amazing nut, and I may consider paying that $1,000 again. She ain't got no Amazon uniform on. She just out here in a regular ass dress.
Sundress and just chilling. Like, what's happening?
Yo, she
You
said,
driving
"Fuck that
Amazon
shit."
truck, like.
She said, "Fuck that. I'm gonna do whatever I want." Anyway, but no, I mean, you need to. We need the appraisals. We need to know what we're getting into. Cause I'll be damned if I pay $1,000 for some coochie and that shit wet.
You gotta take that on the chin, bro.
No, never taking that on the chin. Never taking that on the chin. What? How dare you fall? That's false advertisement. I'm suing.
You gonna sue?
I'm suing.
How you gonna sue?
I'm suing.
You paid for a service. She provided the service. You can't sue for that.
Who said she provided the service?
The service was getting you where you gotta go. She got you there. Your toes ain't curled, but you was there.
No, my toes are what gets me there. The toes got to curl. Some part of the package.
Listen,
you gotta set the criteria up. I didn't just pay for some pussy. I paid for an experience. If the experience ain't that, then I want my money back. False advertisement.
I don't know if you can do that, bro.
We're gonna see in court.
They gonna tell you ain't gonna make it to court.
We're gonna see in court.
You're not gonna make it there. You're not gonna make it there.
I need some legal counsel. If y'all legal counsel, I need y'all to hit the comments up right now. And I mean, let me know. Because I'm not finna go down like that. I'm not finna lose stacks out here. Because these women is advertising that they got that top tier coochie. And that shit is basic.
They just said their sex was bomb, bro.
And it wasn't bomb. So now why can't I get my money back?
Because you nutted.
Who said I nutted?
That's what I said. They got you there. They just didn't get you there. I felt like if
the toes didn't curl, so I ain't nut. They ain't got no proof. She ain't got no proof.
I don't know, bro. I feel like
she can't prove I nutted.
I don't know. What you pay for? Did she catch it? Because if she caught it, she got proof.
She ain't catching it. Not this time. Not this time.
He said, "I spit on your back, girl. That wasn't me." Like, you're a wild boy. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I really don't know. You might be able to. You might have an argument there, but I feel like for you to have an argument, she really gotta be out here advertising what she advertising.
A lot. I mean, if you've been on Instagram lately, they all advertising. They all advertising.
I be unfollowing people, so I don't know.
I be glancing. They be getting my close friends.
I was about to say that. I just had somebody be like, sliding my close friends $10 before 12 o'clock. And I was like, no.
No,
I'm not paying you bread for that.
I'm good.
Like, that's
if anything, you should be getting me your close friends so that it make me want to pay for that shit.
Right, because you're giving you the sneak preview because you're posting it. And then now I'm like, oh, you charging how much? Because now I got the sneak preview. Mm-hmm. Like the Asian people, when you go into like a mall or something, they hand you like the little free sample joint. Because after you get the free sample, you be wanting to go to their shop. Like, I feel you, but I don't know. Not everybody took business classes, so
nope,
it's a little bit different for them. But I really don't know if like pussy appraisal is gonna be a thing. I don't know how you could like monitor it, because then at that point you gotta like leave. You had to leave like a survey after you got done. Like you would have to. How you gonna put that?
What's wrong with that? I do surveys after sex. That's a regular for me. Ask anybody to fuck with me. I definitely have no problem texting you either the same day or the next day. Like, yo, so like, what you like? What didn't you like? Where can I be better? What can I do better? I like improvement. I ain't finna keep, fucking the same way for the rest of my life. I got pockets that I like to get in. And if it's a good pocket, boom, I'm in there. So I do surveys after every time. Well, not every time, but every new person.
Okay. I feel that.
Nothing wrong with a survey.
So I do be having conversations, about some of this shit. Mm. But I ain't never think to myself, like, this what it need to be. And if I don't pay for it, but if I ever did, I don't feel like I would even care to like do a survey, because at this point I paid for it. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fact.
This point, you know what I'm saying, you just had to lay there. Or do what I told you to do.
But see, in that situation, you're not doing the survey. You're receiving the survey. She's asking you how can she be better, because she need to be able to improve for the next nigga she asked to pay to play.
I guess that's true.
Listen, we got a whole HR plan basically for y'all sex workers. If you need HR, slide in the comments. We got you. We're going to set you up with a business plan, how you can make sure that you are giving out top tier coochie, how to make sure that your, what do they call them, your clientele is satisfied.
Mm-hmm. And I guess we're going to tell them how to get clientele since you told them to add them to their close friends first.
Basically. We set up the OnlyFans for you. I mean, we'll set up the private Twitter account, the ghost Twitter. We got all of the services ready for you. Slide in the comments.
I'm gonna let y'all know now. I don't have time. Mo gonna be handling these services, but yeah, slide, definitely slide, because it's definitely interesting. But we do have some ideas if you need them, and we just gonna go from there. I don't know. I think it's an interesting idea to have a pussy appraiser. I just don't know how that would work. Like, cause at that point she gotta be home, she gotta be waiting, she gotta come outside when the guy get there. Like, we gotta know who we talking about. You gotta have pictures of her. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff there. You know what I mean? Like,
ain't none of this hard. Instagram is available. These bitches post where they at all day, every day anyway. I mean, the appraisal is easy. You just set up an appointment to meet with her. You ask her some questions. What's your name? Where you from? Where you been? How many partners you had? You got any references to what that pussy like? I mean, you do a little breakdown, little application. You punch some numbers. You come up with a price. You need a spectrum. You need, what's considered top tier, best I ever had coochie, and what's considered wet coochie. Once you get those two spectrums, you can figure out the middle grounds after that.
I'm not gonna lie though. Like, you ask, or when you ask somebody how many bodies they got, they probably not gonna answer that.
You ain't gotta give an exact number. You just give ranges.
Nobody gonna want to do that. And then, like, you ask them for references, like, I could say, look at my messages, this nigga said this. But, like, what's good to one nigga might not be good to the next.
But yeah, but the references is me asking the niggas. I'm not going to ask her to ask the niggas for me. Of course they going to lie to her. They want to fuck again. I'm going to go to them niggas directly. Yo, was that shit water like you said it was? Or was it like, was she 10 or like,
so
did she have room for growth?
Phone numbers and then you calling out, like.
Listen, if you want the appraisal, if you want to make that money, you're going to do what you got to do to make that money. Me calling these niggas not going to do nothing to hurt you. Niggas love to talk about fucking.
I mean, yeah. But then I think there's other stuff there. I don't know. I just think it's a lot. Because if she's not fucking this nigga no more, she goes to this nigga, then he not going to be a good reference.
Listen.
Some niggas going to be hurt.
That's a sign to treat niggas better. That's all.
Yeah. What if he was trash and that's why she goes to them though? Like, it's I don't know, bro. We gotta get a better plan together. We can figure it out.
If y'all got ideas for how we can tweak this pussy appraisal idea, let me know, because it's gonna happen. Somebody got to get out here and start rating this coochie that y'all selling, because these prices ain't adding up. It's just not. It don't make sense.
What he's saying is a possibility that he would be willing to pay to play.
Oh, most definitely. I have no issue with paying to play.
He can't do it at the rates that y'all niggas is offering, because
no. It's absurd.
He just can't see that y'all being worth the value that y'all.
For comparison, some of these women out here are asking for like side woman to a married man money. Like, they want a nigga that's gonna take care of them just on some pay to play shit. Mm-hmm. And not a nigga that's just paying for, a quick one off. Like, y'all want long term money on a 1-term deal. It don't make sense.
They got their position.
Yeah.
They're not playing their position.
I mean, I'm not married out here. I ain't sneaking around. You ain't my side bitch. I'm just trying, get a good one off, go about my day.
Like a half hour.
Yeah,
so
like fuck is you talking about? Fuck is you talking about $27.50 for? Why am I paying a month's rent for one night? I'm not staying at the house for the month. why am I paying all your bills for one time? Like,
make sure she get it, bro.
Am I gonna remember this pussy all month? Like, am I gonna fill this one nut for the rest of the month? I ain't gonna need no more nuts this month, because that one nut handled everything.
I can't speak, but I don't know. Maybe some people really do be feeling like that's what they be doing.
Yo, I think these women overvalue how good they are, especially when you just laying there. If you're not really putting in no work and it's just me, you already behind.
I feel like that's niggas' fault though, bro. Like, people gotta start telling people, like, you're trash. You gotta start saying it. Like, you gotta say it. And I said this before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Like, if y'all niggas is not communicating when it comes to sex, then y'all are the issue. Like, if somebody is not doing something that you like, if they are just laying there, even if it's a nigga, like, if a nigga is not doing what they need to do, don't moan. Like, if you ain't got no reason to moan, don't make them feel good. Like, no, make that nigga put in work. And I feel like vice versa, you know what I mean? Like, if you got a girl who don't like to ride, or she wouldn't get on top for like 2 seconds and then get off, then you get on top for 2 seconds and get off too. Y'all take turns. I don't know. Like,
you get on top for 2 seconds and get off. What?
I don't know. Like, it just, y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do, or find some ways to, like, you know, be honest about it. Because then I feel like by being honest, you find partners that actually do the things that you like. And if you got a partner that do the things that you like, then you have more enjoyable sex. And if you have more enjoyable sex, then I don't know, maybe the relationship can be a little bit more healthier because y'all are able to actually communicate about the shit that y'all like and dislike in this. So maybe y'all can communicate about shit on a regular, you know what I mean? Like, but I just feel like it gotta be a little bit deeper than just like what people be doing, you know what I mean? Like, currently, because like you said, some people are overvaluing what it is they have, and unfortunately it'll make a couple people feel bad because they ain't got it. But
that's what it is, man. Motherfuckers gotta feel bad out here.
yeah,
you can't be the best at everything.
Break some hearts, hurt some feelings.
Exactly.
That's the message. That's the motto.
So speaking of breaking some hearts out here, so a good friend to the show had mentioned that she believes that people who watch anime have, you know, better sex than like regular people that just be out here fucking. Do you have a take on that?
So I'm gonna start by saying I never had what I would consider an anime head.
Okay.
And for anybody who's, you know, confused as to what that means, that just means that a girl who initially liked anime prior to me, and this is something that they actually did. So like, I run into girls who like, let's say I might have dated, and I might be like, dang, this show coming out. I'm sitting there, I want to watch it real quick, and then they'll watch an episode or something with me, and be like,
and then they the freakiest bitch after.
Nah, I'm not gonna say it.
I'm fucking with you.
But like, they don't watch anime, so if I turn it on, they might watch it because, you know, if they're short for me, but it's not something that they would ever turn on a regular, or because they're interested in me, they want to, you know, show their interest in me. So it's like, oh, what are you watching? Like, let me watch it with you, type situation. Like little stuff like that. So the same way that like, what's the Housewives of like Atlanta or something like that? Like, you're interested in a girl and she's watching it, you're not gonna be like, turn this shit off. Like, you might sit down and watch it with her.
No, I'm lying. I will. I'll straight tell you, yo, turn this shit off. I ain't trying to watch this. The game on. We about to watch basketball.
I feel you. I'm not gonna tell you to turn it off. I might watch it with you.
Nah, turn that shit off. We're not watching that bullshit.
I watch the Ratchet TV here and there, but only if I'm never gonna turn it on myself. I'm never in life turning this shit on myself. If I'm home, you ain't gotta worry about it. But yeah, like, so I've had people who, you know, did stuff like that. Those are what I consider like the regular people. But, you know, the cosplayers of America, the people who watch anime religiously, like the people who can probably like quote some shit from animes that I can't even quote, like the hardcore fans. I never had like nobody who was like that deep in it. But the conversation, you know, that we was having with the homie basically was, regular people have sex and anime people have regular sex too. But when they had sex with the people who were anime heads, the sex is just always top tier. Whereas though when it's regular people, it's hit or miss. Like, you know, you could find some regular people out here who got it, and you could find some regular people out here who just don't got it. And I've also seen statuses and like memes on like Instagram and Facebook that was like, yo, anime niggas really be giving the best dick. They be slinging that shit. And I just be like, oh, apparently this is a thing. Like, people really believe this. So I don't know how true it is, because like I said, I haven't been there. I'm willing to test the theory if any anime heads are watching, or, you know, want to throw some my way.
If y'all some anime women out here, Sean trying to fuck.
I mean, sure. Most trans
Sean trying to fuck.
I'm with it. Why not? But how about you? You had an anime?
So for me, alright, so you know, but y'all don't know. I wasn't into anime until the pandemic. Prior to the pandemic, I watched the basic animes, your Pokemons, your Dragon Ball Z, you know what I mean? And I kept it there. Pandemic gave me a lot of time, so I was like, alright, Well, first off, like of my close friend group, I'm gonna say about 75% of them are big anime heads. So we get together, we be hanging out, and niggas start talking anime, and I get immediately silent. So during the pandemic, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I want to be a part of
Like
these conversations now.
awkward.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to be a part of these conversations now. So I've been to some anime, cool. So I'm new to this. Most of my bodies happened long before that. But I will say that of some of the chicks that I've dealt with, um, the anime girls were consistently freaky. Were they freakier than the regular chicks? Nah, I wouldn't say so, but they were consistently freaky. What I'll say is that anime girls were freakier earlier than most chicks I dealt with. Like anime girls were into some crazy shit. I had this one girl that I dealt with that was like her. She had like top tier head at like 16. Like I couldn't believe that at 16 I was getting this type of head because it was like porn head. Like how the fuck at this young age you out here doing this? Like it was crazy. But she was a big anime chick, so they were freaky a lot at a younger age. But outside of that, nah, they still regular. They doing what these regular chicks are doing. It's just hit or miss because a lot of I think because of how anime is, a lot of them are more open to sex. Like they're more sexually open, whereas people who aren't watching anime, they don't get to see shit like that because it's nothing else on TV that's doing what anime is doing casually outside of like the soft cable porn. So you may as well just. I mean, if you're not seeing that regularly, you're not gonna be as open and realize how normal it is. American TV makes sex seem like it's shameful, so they keep it hidden. Um, but yeah, a lot of them are, like I said, I feel like they're freaky at an earlier age, and now at this big age they are downright just nasty. But I also believe that there are chicks that don't watch any anime that are just as nasty. They just were, exposed to sex differently.
Sounds like you're saying it's hit or miss with regular people, but your anime people, they be with the kids. That's what it sound like, bro. I'm gonna be honest. He like,
I'm trying to think if I had
the anime people I had was regular people, but
I'm
they
trying
were just open to sex, so that they just jumped in, and we was like, nasty. And then I had regular people who was regular, but
But I say that to say because I was a regular person, but I was also nasty. So like I don't know. I can't really.
Or you might feel like you was nasty until you got your anime person. That 16-year-old changed your life at that point. You was like, what was head before this?
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like you probably was regular. You probably thought you had before her. You thought you had amazing head. And then she.
I know I didn't. I knew I didn't have amazing head before that. Head at 16 is weird because trying to figure out like what's top tier and what's like regular. It's a spectrum. But I knew for a fact she was above average. She was definitely way out of her range there. She was something.
We'll have to ask her age again. You sure you 16?
And for context, she was a mayonnaise colored person.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope a black person changed your life after that, bro.
Oh, most definitely. I've definitely got some top tier black head. But
I can't let the mayonnaise people hold titles.
No. She don't hold no title no more. She was like a drug addict or something after that, so she had to go. But enough about her. Let me not tell her business on this show. But yeah, so
there's no names as mentioned. I think
I don't know. Maybe she is right. Maybe I'm just because I don't think I've had enough sex with chicks who were into anime to say that it's good every time. Because I'm thinking maybe I've had like less than 5 girls that were like anime heads. I can only picture in my mind 2 for a fact that I know. But aside from that, I probably can count another like 1 to 2 maybe that were possibly enemy hits. And they were all cool, but they weren't nothing like mind blowing. So,
gotcha. So, I mean, when you come out with your pussy appraisals and you figure out if anime got really, you know what I'm saying, then that'll be part of the appraisal.
Yep, I'll keep a separate anime pussy file.
Gotcha. You start asking, have you watched the list of these animes? Check whichever box. And depending on what they watch, you know how deep they've been in there, or if they like newer to the game.
See, you already got a plan. This is why it's gonna work.
Only because it's anime, bro. I just feel like I get it, but I don't know. We gonna make it work. We gonna make it work. It's gonna be a thing. But I still think that's crazy. I do, because like, we're gonna drive up to this nigga house. I wish somebody would pull up to my crib and be like, nigga, your dick is worth $10. I'm like, what? Get out.
Yo,
you gotta
that's
go.
crazy.
I was like, what? Nah, and I'm still charging what I charge. Fuck you.
Damn, that's crazy.
Cause you're not gonna tell me like, tell me when I'm with.
Listen, the streets have spoken. You know, they out here saying it's worth 10.
At that point,
you gotta say fuck
the street. At that point, you gotta say fuck the streets. I'm not eating that, but you got so I gotta get. You're not about to come to my crib and just disrespect me like that. Like,
listen,
bro, this is what you should be charging. I'm like, what?
It's a method to get people that shouldn't be charging to stop charging. Just go ahead and give it out for free because you're not worth more.
Don't do that to me. Like, don't tell me I need to be free. Like,
yeah.
Dang, that's kind of crazy. $40 used to be the minimum for people. Remember that? Everybody wanted $40.
Yo, that was the wave.
That was
the wave. Now bitches out here talking about 200. Like, get the fuck out my face,
bro. Inflation. It's a thing. Everything went up.
So, last weekend you went to Comic-Con? HNIC Con. How was that?
It was cool. It was a little smaller drawing. I'm supposed to be going to BlurCon in a couple weeks. That's a bigger like con. I'm not. So I feel like, and I'm gonna say this because I think it's true. It's levels to like any nerd, geek, whatever, right?
Definitely.
I teetered around at like cool and nerd because like I can fit in and have these conversations, but I'm not in it enough to obviously have dealt with a lot of like anime women or like know too many like anime heads as like or like people who are like deep in it as dudes. You know what I mean? So I teetered the line, and I also could fit. I'm gonna say what like I don't want to call them like the cool kids, but like regular people who don't do it at all. So you know what I mean? Like we can go out, we can chill, we can party, we can drink, we can do regular things, but I can also have this conversation as well. So I think it's like levels, and then you got people who are in it. So you got your gamers who obviously if they game, they probably have had some form of like anime in it because a lot of these like cons have like what is it like tournaments like for the gamers there. You got your people who dress up. I'm also not one of those people, so I have not done any like heavy like cosplay type situation. Halloween, every now and again I'll partake because my friends like Halloween to dress up. So situations like that happen. The HNIC zone was small, so did see a lot of people in there. It was real weird. Some people did really like decent costumes. Some guy was like, I don't even know what anime or like what he was supposed to be. It was a big like tank. Like he made like a tank costume and he was just walking around with it. I don't know, it was real crazy. One of my favorite costumes there was a guy, he had an afro on, he just dressed in all black, he put a cape on, and literally I think like painted or used some like type of chalk on the cape or some type of marker or something. And he was black man.
Oh.
Super black man. He was a black man, but that was his superpower, being black, I guess. But it was, I guess playing with black people. Exactly, yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool. You said you watch Dragon Ball Z, so you know what Vegeta is.
Yeah.
And then so the guy kind of like dressed up like Prince, but threw the Vegeta joint on, like the armor.
That's fire.
And then he was supposed to be Prince Vegeta because in Dragon Ball Z, Prince Vegeta is actually a prince.
Yes.
He did his like Prince times Vegeta joint and just put it together.
It was dope.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. You had to think about it, but once you figured it out, I was like, I see what you did there.
Mixing black culture with anime is dope.
Yeah, so it was a couple like cool things to mention. One of my friends dressed up as a cheerleader from My Hero Academia.
Okay. Still haven't watched that, but I'll get there.
You watch My Hero yet, bro?
No.
Playing, get on it. What else? Seen a couple people in there like Naruto.
No, I've seen that.
Yeah. But yeah, so everybody, there's a lot of like different cosplayers in there. There's, some better than others. But yeah, those were a few that I thought were pretty cool. I might dress up at Blurred Time because it's a bigger convention. I'm gonna, try to be part of the festivities because at a lot of these places, I'm more so like you, where when you were talking to like your homies, like you're the quiet one.
Yeah.
I can't jump in the conversation about anime, but when you start talking costumes and everything else, I'm the regular person dressed like this, while everybody else, I'm the person that stands out. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I feel like if I want to like really partake and get like the true experience, I should probably like fully immerse myself for at least a couple of days.
Okay.
Express like the geeky side or whatever. So if I do, y'all will get pics and be out here. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was contemplating on the Luffy though.
The Luffy, yo, you know what? If you do Luffy, please do Afro Luffy.
Afro Luffy.
I love Afro Luffy. That's literally my favorite moment in One Piece is when Luffy puts on the Afro, him and Usopp, and they start talking black. And he started talking like the boy from what game was that on Dreamcast? The boxing game. Oh my god, yeah. Afro Thunder. Yo, that was my guy, bro. So when Luffy dressed up like that, and he really started boxing with the gum. Yo, favorite. That's my favorite moment in the entire show.
I didn't think about that, so I need to get some boxing gloves in the fro.
Yep, boxing gloves in the fro, red sleeveless shirt, and some khakis, bro, rolled up to the knee.
I could do that.
It's easy. Luffy easy.
That's easy. That's why I chose him, because you know what I'm saying, I could fully immerse myself in stuff.
And it's before he got the scar on his chest too, so you ain't even gotta worry about that.
I got a chest tat, so
that
would have just been my scar. It wouldn't have been an X, because he got the X, but it would have been. But it would have worked out. That's cool though.
Nah,
I like that though. I might do that though. I might do that.
So speaking of Luffy in One Piece, so finally caught up.
Okay.
I'm up to date. New episode drops today, so I'll be watching that when I get in the house.
Again, for the non-anime heads watching One Piece, everybody know what Grey's Anatomy is. I'm just going to assume it's been on forever. If you don't know what Grey's Anatomy is, you had to at some point know somebody who watched it, seen it, mentioned it, whatever, or Game of Thrones for that matter.
Nah, not as much Game of Thrones. It wasn't that long.
Because it only had 10 seasons, right?
No, Game of Thrones had 6, 7.
Was it only 7?
Yeah, it was
We're
a
going to scratch Game of Thrones. Grey's Anatomy had like 18 seasons or something like that. Like, it's a crazy long show.
Yeah, or Law and Order.
Law and Order too, yeah, shit like that. So for regular people, I'm going to just compare, Law and Order, Grey's Anatomy to this One Piece show. One Piece has over 1,000 episodes. Mo here watched it from conception to up-to-date current, and it's still running.
6 months, y'all. It took me 6 months to catch up.
1,000 episodes. You had to watch it consistently. Like, that's...
In English and in subtitles. It was rough. But, we made it to the finish line. I'm very proud of it. It was a good watch. One Piece is a good show, so I completely understand why it lasted as long as it did. The writers did a great job of telling stories, though sometimes they kind of drag stuff out a little bit longer, but that's kind of the anime way. They were able to balance being funny but also having like real serious moments. So yeah, it was a good watch, and I'm a little upset that it's over, that I'm just caught up, because this weekly shit ain't fun. Because now I gotta sit, when I go in the house, I gotta sit and try to remember what happened last week, so I know what's supposed to happen this week. And then they got in the newer episodes the filler. So typically with anime, you can kind of predict when filler's coming. The filler during this arc has been weird. It's been like 5 solid episodes of like good storytelling, and then a random filler episode to give a backstory on somebody, and then another 5 solid episodes and a random filler episode. So it's been weird. Like ever since episode 1,000, like every few episodes you got an episode where Bartholomew come back, or Bartho comes back and tells the story of somebody. And I'm like, bro, why are we doing this? Like, they're not even relevant right now. I'm trying to see Luffy rumble, and y'all got me sitting here listening to Bart talking about shit. But yeah, aside from that, I'm very proud of where I've gotten. Also, what you didn't know is that I also ran through Jujutsu Kaisen, because you kept pushing me and telling me to do it. So I got to the finish line on that. It was a good watch. Um, I'm hoping that I get more invested season. What's the season? Two? Yeah, I'm hoping I get more invested season 2. Season 1 wasn't bad. Um, it just for me it wasn't enough story to bite into. It was just a lot of like fighting, and the fighting scenes were fire. So that was good, and that kept me entertained. But I need more like meat to the story, and I don't have that yet. Because like for comparison, when we watched Tokyo Revengers, I immediately got into the idea of like him going back in time trying to fix shit to save old girl. So that was enough story to bite into to figure out where it was going. With Jujutsu, I feel like that should just start. Like it just start and niggas start rumbling like demons and shit. And I'm like, all right, cool, but why?
I get it.
Like all the only meat I got is that like grandpa was like, do something good with your life, and then he died. So then he doing something good with his life.
Yeah, so I feel that.
But in terms of like the power level conversation we had, yeah, I could see like the transition, because definitely in the beginning they was getting clean, and then boy come back around and they definitely give him that work. Yeah. They definitely give him that work, and they start playing with him, like trying shit out, like, oh, let me see if this will work. So yeah, it was a good job. But yeah, I like that. My homie told me to, since I got done jujitsu, to go, because my one homie said jujitsu is like a playoff for Bleach. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna go watch Bleach right now because I don't want to confuse the shows. So I'm gonna watch something else and then go back and watch Bleach. So he told me to go watch Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
Brotherhood though, not the other one.
Everybody say that. They said Brotherhood give you like a little bit more detail in this shit.
Well, he said the original the writers didn't follow the anime. They didn't follow the manga. So he said watch Brotherhood because it follows the manga. I tried watching that. I'm not entertained at all. Not gonna lie, but I'm gonna try it again.
That's another thing though. If you read manga, if you read that shit, then you a geek too.
Yo, I don't have no time for it. I'm not reading nothing.
Top tier nerds out here who they fully immerse. Like you read books and then you watch movies. Like people who like read Harry Potter and then like watched the series and was like, oh, I like the book better because of this. That.
Right.
Like you are full Harry Potter here because you did this.
Right.
People who read mangas, they're just comic books. You reading these things and then watching the anime so you can like, because you like it that much. Top tier nerd, like it's levels to nerds, and like niggas really do be top tier out here.
So the closest I've come to, because I tried it, because I did my Naruto binge, and then there's Boruto. So I tried to read a chapter of the Boruto manga, and I just hate it. I don't like comic book strips. Like I don't like trying to figure out where I'm supposed to read next and which bubble I'm supposed to read first. It's way too much. It makes my brain hurt. So. That didn't work for me, but there was like a lost chapter of Naruto that talked about when what is his name? Why can't I remember his name? The copy ninja. Kakashi. God damn it. Anyway, it talked about the when Kakashi became Hokage. Like he had to go on a mission and whatever. They didn't do a manga. They did like a book basically. So I read that because it was in book style. Like I didn't need no images. I didn't need to see nothing. I could picture everything in my head. I'm reading it. That worked perfectly. But manga, I just can't do it. Like I don't like the structure. If all of that manga shit came in a regular book style, I'd read it all day.
These anime niggas get the best penis, apparently. Mo clearly is fully immersive. He's starting to read books on that shit. Y'all hear the conversation. He in it.
That's funny shit.
I'm not gonna speak for the Brotherhood myself, but you know, if dick appraisals was a thing, I don't know.
The bill getting high.
I don't know.
The price is going up.
So I don't know. That's what it sounds like, Mo. It sounds like it's happening. But yeah, you fully in that, John. So, if y'all don't watch anime, he mentioned a couple good ones. I would say check them out. Some good ones out there. They tell decent stories. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. You got any more questions before we head out?
Yeah, no, we're not done. Let me think. So we recently did a collab with a partner podcast. But Sean was a guest on a partner podcast over at Red Cup Confidential. How was your experience? How'd you like it?
Conversation was there. They threw a couple curveballs my way.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't expecting that. Apparently, Mo's my agent now, so if I'm on any other episodes or anything
for bookings, contact.
Yeah, we'll be out here contacting Mo's. He'll do it for me. I'll actually sit in and be the person speaking in a lot of these conversations. Sometimes we'll come out together. However, this time was just me. There were some curveballs thrown, so my agent wasn't doing this, full and complete job at all points.
Listen, we're working on the legal side of that right now. The questions weren't brought to me.
It's a lot of homework that got to be done after this episode. It's a lot of things we're trying to put into place, so we're gonna figure it out. But conversation was there. It was a good joint. We talked about music. We talked about what's going on in, I guess, the music world, current events, just things that's going on in life. Asked me a couple questions that was really personal. So if you guys want to get to know me on another level, you can go listen, get some of those questions answered. But yeah, it's pretty decent. It was a different experience. I'll say this.
It's good. Yeah, so make sure y'all look out for that. That Red Cup Confidential episode should be dropping soon, probably this week, around the time that our episodes drop. So,
okay.
You'll get twice as much shine this week, y'all. So make sure y'all go listen to both.
Yeah, love me, right?
Yeah, and also, we are looking for guests. So, if you guys want to join us in the backseat, y'all see that space right there? If y'all want to join us right there, chat it up with us, have some conversation. We are definitely open to that. Just, hit us up in the comments, slide in the DMs. Let us know that you're interested. We'll set it up so you can come out on the episode and, chat it up with us.
Yeah, that's cool. And I'm going to say this one more time. If y'all watching, you better subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
If you're listening, Apple or whatever you listen to your podcast at, hit that like button. You can even leave a comment on there. Let them know to listen to us. By doing this, it helps us be shown on Apple. So, when people go to search, new podcast, we'll show up, closer to the top because y'all love us and y'all telling them that y'all love us. And because y'all telling them that y'all love us, they see it and they say, you know what, we're going to show more people. So we need all of that. Just show us some love. We appreciate everything that y'all do for us. And I think that's it. We up.
Yeah. Before we go, I got one more question for you. So I was talking to. I'm never done, right? I always got more to say. I was talking to this girl yesterday or whatever, and casual conversation. Hey, what's up? What you doing? I'm chilling. How about you? I'm at this cookout. All right, cool. You at the cookout. Bring me a glizzy. Oh, I would.
Glizzy, bro?
That's beside the point. Let's not focus on that.
That's the only thing that you asked for? You didn't ask for a burger?
Focus. That's not important.
Bro, I feel like that's important.
I wanted a glizzy at the moment.
Listen.
Nah. See, the thing about cookouts is you can't trust everybody. You can't fuck up a glizzy. The potato salad might have been ass. The macaroni salad might have been ass.
You could have asked for a plate and just ate the glizzy off of it, but you asked specifically.
Now I'm wasting people's food. Why would I do that? You be going to people's house wasting their food?
Well, if I go to your house, I'm going to pick up what I want. If I'm not at your house, I don't care about wasting your food.
So if I bring you food, you going to waste with your what?
I'll give it to anybody who want to eat it.
That's crazy.
I ask niggas, y'all want this, y'all want that, y'all want this? If I can't get it going, then I'm sorry.
Well, in this situation, I asked for a glizzy because I trusted that the glizzy would be, whatever. That's not the point. So I'm like, yeah, you at a cookout, bring me a glizzy. She said, I would if it was that kind of cookout. And I paused.
Because what kind of answer is that,
right? And I had to think about it. I'm like, well, what kind of cookout is it? And she was like, a cookout. And I'm like, well, if it's a cookout, y'all got glizzies. Because how can you have a cookout with no glizzies?
That's basic cookout food. So
yeah, that's literally the first thing you buy. I'm having a cookout, buy glizzies. That's the first thing. So I'm like, what kind of cookout you had that don't got glizzies? She was like, a cookout. And I'm like, okay. So what y'all cooking? And she was like, nothing. And I was like, wait, what? How do you have a cookout with nothing to cook out?
So what I feel like is happening, right, is they wanted to do what our Mayo kind of person do, and they had a gathering. But when black people gather, we don't call it gathering. So I guess that's what happened. I don't know.
Bruh, is y'all black people really out here having cookouts with no food? Because that's a sin. That goes against all black principles. You can't have a cookout without a grill on.
I can't even understand if they ran out of food. Like the
Yeah, that would have been acceptable. That would have been acceptable.
And people came to eat, and they only bought a certain amount of food. Food gone. Sorry, bro, you missed your chance.
First come, first serve. I get that. I done that,
but like,
but
to not have none at all.
To straight say you was at a cookout with no food, so you wasn't at a cookout. They didn't cook shit. Like, you was just there. You was at somebody's house. You was hanging out.
Eat before you get here.
I couldn't believe that shit.
I having a cookout. Eat before you come.
Listen, like I said, I completely understand food running out, but to say that you were at a cookout with no food is beyond me. I can't.
How long did the conversation go on after that?
It stopped because I was about to start getting smart. You know how I be talking to people, so I was like, man, I gotta let me just let her sit here and ponder because I was
spicy.
Yeah, because I was upset because now you play on my intelligence because I know I'm not dumb. Like, how can one thing be the other? How can it be a cookout with nothing cooked? Cook is in the word. It's in the name of the event, and there was nothing cooked. My brain, it wasn't connecting. Like, very bothered by that.
I feel you, bro. I definitely feel that because that's kind of crazy. I'm still kind of, baffled at the glizzy asked, but we're gonna let that slide too.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. It definitely wasn't a cookout. It's a gathering. It was a gathering.
And I'm disturbed that she called it a cookout because I thought I was getting the glizzy.
You can't be that sad till you ain't get a glizzy, bro.
Nigga.
Fix your face.
You understand.
The camera sad. What you said about that? So if we more cookouts, the summer just started. Like,
yo, this has been a weird summer because it hasn't been that many cookouts.
You know why? Because we didn't know adults and we suck.
Nah, but I do know I don't. I cook out every summer, but we moved into this new house.
And you suck now too.
Damn, that's crazy.
We didn't know adults.
All right, look out for my cookout, y'all, because he's not going to keep talking to me like this. Y'all know how I get down on the grill. We finna be out here. We finna start lighting grills and getting glizzies cooked. I mean, burgers, all that.
Yeah,
it's going down.
I appreciate that.
It's going down.
It's going to be more than glizzies here. Y'all niggas might even.
Matter of fact, no, I'm about to get the first 1,000 glizzy cookout. We're cooking
that sound attractive.
We cooking 1,000 glizzies. That's it. Bring your own sides.
That don't sound attractive. Nobody gonna come.
1,000 glizzy cookout on the way.
Niggas
be ready.
Help you set up.
This is a glizzy safe space. You can eat your glizzy. Ain't nobody gonna judge you. Eat it however you like. On the bun, no ketchup, no mustard. Relish if you into that.
Yeah, just eat like nothing on the glizzy. That's weird, right?
Yo, it's too many rules to glizzies out here. Niggas just want to eat a meal. Like, we just hungry.
Bro, are you eating a glizzy with no bun? you just raw dogging a glizzy? Is that what you're doing?
Me? I was just talking about people.
Right.
I've heard people say these things. I've heard people say these things.
I might just go grab a glizzy. You ain't gonna put nothing on it. I'm just gonna grab that joint. Hand on mouth. That's weird.
I mean, it's a glizzy safe space. Eat your glizzies how you enjoy to eat your glizzies. No one will judge you.
I might judge a little bit.
Sean not invited because he don't understand the concept of not judging people for how they like to eat their food.
A little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. Like that much. Cause nah, I gotta get out of here. We can't be talking about glizzies.
All right, I'm done now. That was my last one.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
All right, y'all. I'm not gonna tell y'all again. So, do what we asked y'all to do.
Yep.
Again, we appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and we out.
We out of here.